Hey there, are you confused about what types of fat are good for you and which are not? Are you tired of feeling guilty about eating fats? Well, in this video, I share 6 tips on how to incorporate more healthy fats into your diet while reducing the bad ones. So you can say goodbye to restrictive diets and hello to a happier, healthier you. So here's the thing, we need a portion of our diet to come from fat. It is what makes food taste good. It helps us feel full longer. We need fat for our skin to prevent it from drying out and looking wrinkly. Fat helps insulate our organs and plays a critical role in brain function. The brain is actually the fattiest organ in the body. It is made up of 60% fat. So if you're not getting enough fat, there is a risk of memory issues and problems with concentration and focus. So instead of fearing fats, you want to learn to distinguish the good ones from the bad ones. And remember that fat is not your enemy, it is your friend. So let's get started with my first tip. Tip number 1 is to check the label. You want to read the nutrition facts label on packaged foods. Choose products that are lower in saturated fat since these types of fat are less healthy. We need a little saturated fat, but you don't want to overdo it as it will slightly raise your bad cholesterol. So for example, butter, you want to choose organic grass-fed butter. And if you're trying to avoid the casein, protein, and lactose sugar and dairy completely, then you can choose the clarified butter known as ghee. I personally love cooking with ghee because it has a higher smoke point than butter and it tastes even butterier than butter. Ghee also contains the short chain fatty acid butyrate, which acts as a detoxifier and improves colon health. And coconut oil is another saturated fat that I absolutely love and I use all the time when I cook. More than half of the fatty acids in coconut oil are medium chain triglycerides, which have been shown to improve the health of your skin and burn fat more efficiently. Medium chain triglycerides are easier to digest than other fatty acids because they don't need bile or pancreatic enzymes to break down. And since I personally don't consume dairy, I use coconut cream or coconut milk to make creamy soups and smoothies. So anything with coconut is going to have those same medium chain triglycerides, which are easier to digest. Other packaged foods that are high in saturated fat are processed meats like sausage, bacon, and hot dogs. So you want to choose turkey or chicken sausage. Bacon and hot dogs, when shopping for these types of processed meats, are just going to be like higher in saturated fat, and so it's better to choose like a lower saturated fat option when choosing processed meats. And then you want to limit any foods with cheese, cream like sour cream, whipped cream, and chocolate products like candy bars. Also limit and avoid baked goods like cakes, cookies, and pastries, and then choose fruit for dessert when you're craving something sweet. So speaking of cravings, I have a free online class where I teach you how to get rid of unhealthy food cravings for good without giving up your favorite foods, even if you've struggled with unhealthy food cravings for many years. So in the class, I teach you how to identify the root cause of your unhealthy food cravings and get rid of them for good. You'll also learn how to use my proven method to reduce and replace unhealthy food cravings so that you can get healthy again and lose weight quickly. So if you want to sign up for my free class on food cravings, the link to this class is in the description box below. Let's move on now to tip number 2. Choose healthy fats like nuts, seeds, fatty fish like tuna, salmon, and sardines. These foods, as well as olive and walnut oil, are good sources of unsaturated fat, a healthier fat option. Monounsaturated fatty acids are healthy fats that help lower bad cholesterol and improve your good cholesterol, and these are found in nuts, seeds, avocados, and olive oil. Extra virgin olive oil is great for salads and dishes that don't need to cook at high heat because it has a lower smoke point. So honestly, you don't want to use it for recipes that require oven temperatures above 350 degrees or any sort of cooking or frying in a pan because extra virgin olive oil has such a low smoke point. Trans fats are highly inflammatory in your body and put you at risk for a whole host of diseases. Margarine is a substitute for butter if you're trying to avoid lactose and hormones, but no matter what labels say, all margarines are basically the same. They're just mixtures of soybean oil, typically hydrogenated. So it's more solid like butter, but then it'll also have food additives. And unless the margarine is labeled as organic, it's assumed that it was probably made from genetically modified soybeans. So you want to avoid the packaged processed foods with the word hydrogenated in the ingredient list, because this also means that the food is going to have trans fats in it. Other sources of healthy monounsaturated fats are avocado, almonds, cashews, peanuts, pumpkin, and sesame seeds, peanut butter, and olives. All right, let's move on to the next tip. Tip number 3, limit saturated fat. So you want to build meals around protein foods that are naturally low in saturated fat, such as beans, peas, and lentils, as well as soy foods, skinless chicken, seafood, and lean meats. Some examples of meals that are going to be low in saturated fat would be like grilled chicken breast with roasted vegetables, baked salmon with quinoa and steamed broccoli, tofu stir fry with mixed vegetables and brown rice, lentil soup with a side salad, grilled shrimp kebabs with grilled zucchini and brown rice. So choose the less inflammatory oils to cook with at home, such as olive, coconut, avocado, and walnut oil, and avoid the high omega-6 inflammatory vegetable oils such as corn, soybean, cottonseed, peanut, and you want to limit safflower, sunflower oil, and canola oil. Canola oil is rich in monounsaturated fat, but the majority of canola is grown with genetically modified practices and toxic herbicides, so it's more inflammatory. Canola oil is okay if it's organic. And let's move on now to tip number 4. Skimp on solid fats. Solid fats such as butter, shortening, and fat from meats are high in saturated fats. So you want to switch to olive or organic canola oil for cooking and then trim the fat when possible. The FDA has stated that trans fats are no longer safe and actually has plans to start removing them from the food supply. Trans fats increase the risk of heart disease and are extremely inflammatory. So until they're banned for good, avoid foods that have partially hydrogenated in the ingredient list, which will contain trans fats. Also beware of processed packaged foods labeled fat-free. When food manufacturers remove the fat in a packaged food and label it fat-free, they typically add in more sugar and other junk to keep it tasting good, since fat provides a lot of flavor in food. So skip the fat-free labeled foods and opt for the low-fat option, because a little fat will help you feel satisfied and prevent you from overeating later. The next tip on my list is tip number 5, swap the spread. Switch from butter and cream cheese on your toast to a spread of nut butter and avocado. These spread options contain healthier fats. They are essential for hormone function, brain function, and vitamin absorption. You could also try a vegan cream cheese, which is typically made with coconut cream. The fatty acids in coconut are medium-chain triglycerides, like I said earlier, which have been shown to improve the health of your skin and burn fat more efficiently. Medium-chain triglycerides are easier to digest than other fatty acids because they don't need bile or pancreatic enzymes to break down, and they are actually help speed up the metabolism rather than weighing it down. So here are 5 options for a healthier spread on your toast. Number 1 would be avocado toast topped with a poached egg with a sprinkle of salt and pepper. Number 2 would be almond butter on toast topped with sliced banana and a drizzle of honey. Number 3 would be hummus on toast topped with sliced cucumber, cherry tomatoes, and a sprinkle of za'atar seasoning. Number 4 would be mashed sweet potato on toast topped with a sprinkle of cinnamon and a drizzle of maple syrup. Number 5 would be ricotta cheese on toast topped with sliced strawberries and a drizzle of balsamic glaze. So I hope that helps you. You can go ahead and take a screenshot of this list if you want to, so that way you have it for later. And here we are at tip number 6. Tip number 6 is to customize your order. Order baked or steamed options instead of fried foods, especially deep fried foods. A dash of hot sauce or a spoonful of salsa can also add flavor without adding fat. The truth is that deep frying is never healthy, even if it's deep fried broccoli. Foods that have been breaded and deep fried have been fried in oils that are highly inflammatory for your body and can increase your risk of chronic disease. It's also the perfect combination for weight gain and bloating. So always say no to fried foods. All right, so let's recap. We just talked about 6 tips on how to incorporate more healthy fats into your diet while reducing the bad ones. I have made a handout with all of these tips listed, and so you can just download it right to your computer. You can print it out if necessary, or you can download it right to your phone. Just click the link in the description box below. So my name is Teresa, and I help men and women transform their bodies through simple diet and lifestyle changes so that they can lose weight and eat without feeling guilty and fit into their favorite favorite clothes again. If you would like to have your own personal nutritionist to help you reach your health and lifestyle goals, then you are welcome to connect with me for a free consult and talk with me about a struggle you're having with your diet and your lifestyle habits, and we can explore some options that might be helpful for you. And I have a special link that is for anyone watching this video. And so to sign up for the free consult with me, just go to missnutrition.com/schedule. So thank you so much again for watching, and I will see you in my next video.